Hello viewers, today I'm going to talk about three prepositions: in, on, and at. Now when do we use in? We use in when you're talking about months, when you're talking about seasons, when you're talking about periods of the day, when you're talking about cities and countries, when you're talking about rooms and buildings, and lastly, when you're talking about closed or contained spaces. That is when we use the preposition in. For example, months: in January, seasons: in winter, in spring, in summer. Periods of the day: in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, except when you're talking about night, where you use at night. The next one is the cities and countries. You say in Kenya, in Uganda. You say in Tanzania. The next is rooms: in the living room, in the bedroom, in the kitchen. The next is enclosed or contained spaces: in the park. They were seated, they were playing around in the park, around the park, in the park, in the car. That is when you use the preposition in. So when do we use the preposition on? When do we use the preposition on? The preposition on has three major uses. The first one is when you're talking about dates and days. The next is when you're talking about transportation. And the third is when you're talking about a surface. So when you talk about dates and days, you say on 31st, on 31st, on Thursday, on Monday. Remember, if you compare with months, we say in January, but when you're talking about dates and days, you say on Monday, you say on Friday, and when you're talking about dates, you say on 12th, on 5th, on 10th, on 14th. So when you're talking about months, dates and days will take a different preposition as opposed to months, which is on, and the months in, respectively. When talking about transportation, all modes of transportation will take on except the car, because the car is deemed to be like a contained. It's part of a contained surfaces or an enclosed space. Therefore, we use the preposition in the car. Otherwise, you'd say on the matatu, on the motorbike, on the bus, on the bicycle, and so on the train. So when you're talking about transportation, remember all of them on the plane, they will all take on, with the exception of the car. Now, when you talk about a surface, for instance, you're asking, where is my chair? My chair is on the floor. In the floor doesn't make sense. So where is my cup? On the table. Where is my laptop? On the table. Where is my phone? It's on the shelf. Where are my books? They are on the shelf. So when you're talking about surfaces, you will focus you'll focus on the preposition on. Now the third preposition and the last one that I want to talk in this lesson is at. When do we use at? We use at when you are talking about times and contexts. So at time, at 6 a.m., at 3:30, at noon, at midday. Remember to differentiate between time, seasons of the day, periods of the day, and seasons and months. All of them will take different prepositions. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Let's catch up in the next lesson that will be talking about more prepositions. See you. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to my channel for more of these videos. Bye bye.